What's up, desktopers? Xavier Wills here for Desktop Bodybuilding, and we have plenty of bodybuilding news stories today. And yes, we are live, so if you do want to get in the comments, make sure you get in them. But the news stories we have today is Hunter Labrada. How much muscle has he gained in 1 year? Because reportedly it's over 20 plus pounds. Hadi Choopan's latest physique update and how impressive he's looking. LUI Marco is back with bodybuilding content. Are you happy or not about it? Antoine Vaillant, huge at 11 weeks out. Hassan Mostafa, 11 weeks out, posing video. Chris Bumstead is his biggest yet as he prepares for the 2022 Classic Physique Olympia. Ronnie Coleman is out of pain. What is he doing to stop that chronic pain? And Arnold's son, Joseph Baena, new posing footage out of Gold's Gym, Venice, and which legendary bodybuilder is helping him out with that. So we got all that, plus much more coming up in this video, guys. I hope you enjoy it. What's up, desktopers? Let's get into this one. As always, if you do want to get in the comments, I will be reading some of these out. Let's go here, starting soon. I think we target 725. We started just as you put that in. Swag King, Hunter looks better, but the lineup is stacked. And then Simply Deep, 1985 at Desktop Bodybuilding, sub Desktop Bodybuilding. Not much. It is 12:15 p.m. in the afternoon here in Tasmania, Australia. We're going to be breaking down some bodybuilding news stories. So let's get straight into it. I'm going to share my screen in just a moment. I've got a microphone right in front of where I got the share button. But let's bring up some of this bodybuilding news. So we're going to go to Ben Chow's Instagram page to start with. Hopefully you guys can see that. You can on your screen right now. And we've got the latest physique updates from Hunter Labrada. You can see it looks damn impressive. The back is looking crazy. That was one of the knocks on his physique. It seems like it's not an issue for Hunter anymore, with his back looking absolutely insane here. From the front, you can see that pec tear is pretty obvious in that pose, because normally sometimes in the gym, this pec tear doesn't look as obvious, as you guys can see there. But midsection looking pretty tight. A lot of back's tight. Even the hammies and glutes are getting there already at 11 weeks out of 2022 Olympia. And he's weighing in at a massive 281.4 pounds fasted this morning. So that's impressive considering this level of conditioning. Will it look like this in person? I'm not sure. But the fact that Hunter looks bigger, he looks like he's just got more, I suppose, density and hardness to his muscle as well. This bodes very, very well for Hunter Labrada. So I think he's looking absolutely fantastic. And one thing I wanted to sort of, I suppose, highlight was the fact that Ben Chow, his coach, who's on the Fluid Abiad podcast, also posted this up. So it's a comparison from last year, 13 days out, about 2021 Mr. Olympia. And we've got 11 weeks out on the right from the 2022 Mr. Olympia. Now, the weight difference is enormous. So you got 255.8 pounds on the left and 281.4 pounds on the right. So you can see that Hunter has made some huge gains to his physique, and it's just overall just very, very impressive. But let me know what you think in the comments below. Has Hunter Labrada, like, how much muscle is that overall? Because you can see the glutes on the left look a little bit tighter. Glutes on the right, not quite as much. You can see there's a few folds under there, especially on the right side. You can see a little bit here on the left, but there's more here. But it seems like there's deeper lines in his hamstrings as well. So I think just overall there's more muscle. There's still a few more folds in the back here, but overall just having more muscle there pushing against the skin like crazy and being this full and just this round. Like, look, like there is so much more muscle on these lats. It is crazy. That back is just really come up in leaps and bounds. Even the density right down, you know what I mean, through those erectors, like that is crazy. They're like bulging out. And here it almost looks like a different back. So Hunter Labrada has made some huge changes. I've got a poll up now on YouTube. I'll shoot over there and actually I won't try to look at it now because it will start playing my live straight back at me. But I put up the poll, where will Hunter place at the 2022 Mr. Olympia? Will he be higher than last year? Will he be lower? Let me know your thoughts on where he'll be. Or will he place fourth once again? And I'll revisit those results at the end of the podcast. And let me know in the comments as well. Now, next news story, Hadi Choopan, or Hunter Labrada, posted up this physique update, looking crazy impressive. I assume it's a physique update. Looks absolutely enormous. And he says, so I don't know if something has happened here because he's got it here in, I'm not going to try to say what language it is because I'll probably get it wrong, but whatever language he's speaking there. And then his native tongue, obviously. And he says, even though my heart is full of pain and the heart of only my mother, Iran hurts. I believe it's about what's going on in Iran right now. So I just realized that's what he would have been talking about, unfortunately. And then he said, this coming is different from all other comings. 2 month. So it means 2 months out of the Olympia, I guess. I don't know. I'm not over the full Iran thing at the moment. My life has been very, very busy. So I don't know what the 2 month things, whether there's some sort of, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I'm not even going to try to comment. But Hadi Choopan, if this is a recent physique update, this is looking very good. This looks almost like a contest update. So I don't know if he's this conditioned this far out. Also, he looks a little bit tanned as well, but I feel like Hadi gets harder than this on stage. So if this is like a tanned photo, maybe it was post-comp when he's holding a bit more water. But if this is now, he's looking in great shape to, get better and better and come into this 2022 Mr. Olympia. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Is this a new physique update? Is it an old one? Let me know your thoughts on how Hadi Choopan is looking. Now, this is one guy I actually forgot to put in the description and everything, and that's Samson Dauda, working hard to change your weakness into a strength. That's one of the things I absolutely love about bodybuilding, and obviously his back is one of those things. It's sort of been like conditioning or his back. They're the two things that have been discussed most in terms of Samson Dauda's sort of weaknesses or what he needs to bring up. But this back is definitely improving. Is it still a standout body part? No, it's not. It's not a strength as yet, but it's definitely getting more density to it. We've seen some other back physique updates from Samson Dauda, and some of them are just straight up freaky. So this is his back. When was this one? This was the Arnold this year. You can see here. I mean, this was good enough for, I believe, 4th place in that contest. So the fact he looks so much bigger now from the back, I think it's going to be a very impressive Samson Dauda at this 2022 Olympia. Sorry, guys, I'm dry. Let me know how you think he'll do at that contest, because I'm very, very high on Samson Dauda. I believe there's another sort of back physique update where he's just sort of walking around looking absolutely insane. This might be it here. You can see there's just so much more density there through those traps. It's very, very impressive. So this one was, how many weeks ago was this? This was September 2nd. So we're looking at about a month ago almost now. You see here, just through those traps, like there is so much more muscle there. So even when he turns to the back, when he's relaxed like this before he goes into the pose, it will overall just look more impressive. And that matters. I think it matters for sure. Because you go pose by pose in some bodybuilding contests and you just don't see, like, you go pose by pose, you have one guy winning, you watch it live and you have another guy winning. I sort of did that recently with Jamie Christian and Mark Hector. I thought it was very, very close live, watching from what I saw from iPhone footage and all that sort of stuff. And then I went pose by pose with HD footage and I was like, oh, 6-2 poses to Jamie. And I was trying to make a case for Mark as well. But I think, watching it live, maybe Mark would have won. So you can't judge it solely on that, but it does give a good indicator going pose by pose. But let me know your thoughts on Samson Dauda in the comments, guys. Now, next update, this is a different one. It's LUI Marco. Some of you guys might remember him. He had a big amount of time off. He almost got in a fight with William Bonac at one stage at one of the expos. And he's actually making videos again about bodybuilding. He's doing sort of like nightly YouTube lives, and he's doing some bodybuilding content too. William Bonac, is he using Adobe Gains? And I won't spoil it for you, but he puts that up. He's back with his usual sort of like stick, like his Baby Please and Bubble Gut Bonanza, and is it these lanes oil or loyal? That's sort of one of his new things as well. So let me know your thoughts on LUI Marco. He was sort of one of the reasons I actually started my YouTube channel, because I saw what he's doing. I'm like, that's actually really easy. I could do that. Like, that would not take me much time at all to put these videos together, just recording my screen and myself on it. And he sort of motivated me, and then I sort of did a bit more of the post-production and all that sort of stuff. But you can see me. He was live, or he's still live. No, he's not live anymore. But he was live on here just earlier. And he just sort of sits there. Okay, nothing is. Oh, this is working. So you can see him here.
Might be different today. Okay, there's one viewer. Not supposed to do a video today, but I just finished working with my trainees. It's almost 8 p.m. You will not decompress.
I was hoping to have some of his Baby Pleases and all that sort of stuff, but LUI Marco's back. Let me know what you think about LUI Marco, and is he good for bodybuilding? Is he bad for bodybuilding? He did create the term bubble gut, I believe. So he definitely has left a mark in bodybuilding regardless. Okay, so our next physique update is from Antoine Vaillant, looking pretty crazy as he preps for that 2022 Olympia. He did obviously steal points off Ian Valliere in that, was that the Vancouver Pro, I think it was. And this was taken yesterday, less than 12 weeks out of the Mr. Olympia, fasted weight 282 pounds. So he's right there with Hunter Labrada. They're pretty similar. I know Hunter Labrada is a shorter bodybuilder, so you can obviously say Hunter is thicker. I'd say conditioning-wise compared to Hunter, it's pretty similar. It's pretty similar. I'd say Hunter's probably a little bit sharper, though. But that might be because Hunter's a little bit bigger. When you got more muscle, pushes against the skin a little bit more, you look a little bit more conditioned. So let me know your thoughts on Antoine as he preps. But I'm pretty impressed with these physique updates. And as I said, in a few videos, I think his upper body is slowly catching up to his crazy legs. We see some more shots here as well. So our back's looking pretty damn impressive. The calves are great. Hamstrings always coming dry. Quads always coming straighted. Very much looking forward to seeing how he does this year. Hassan Mostafa, we've got another physique update as well from another Mr. Olympia competitor. And Hassan Mostafa is looking absolutely enormous. Now, I'm a little bit more concerned because, I mean, upper body-wise, look through his shoulders. He's got some lines and whatnot as well. He's got this like funny line that goes under his chest when he's off season. So hopefully that's not there. Can't even remember seeing it there when he actually competes. But these quads are definitely looking a fair way off contest shape. So I can't wait to see what Cement Factory does and to see if we can actually, get him super, super sharp for this contest with a little bit more of a fullness that he had last year. If you can find that sort of combination, because it's funny, last year he didn't lose that fullness, but he lost a little bit more this year, but it was a better package overall this year. So you got to credit AJ Sims from Cement Factory there, and obviously Hassan Mostafa. But let me know if you think he can mix anything up at the Olympia, if you can find that perfect combination of fullness and crazy conditioning that he brought this year. Well, crazy is subjective, but it was definitely crazy conditioning for Hassan. Next physique update is from the man himself, Chris Bumstead, who I thought was actually looking particularly huge in this latest photo. I don't know if this is like a super, super recent physique update, but regardless, you can see he looks like he's put on a fair bit of muscle. From his training videos, he's been training heavy, and overall, I am just really, really impressed. I don't think he's going to be taking this Olympia lightly. There's obviously a lot of talk every year around Chris Bumstead. Can he hold on? Most people assume he will, but he has sort of jarred that door open slightly with the way he looked last year. And I don't think he looked bad whatsoever, but I think it was just with the gains he made the year prior, I think everyone expected that again. And he also had more room to move with the weight cap too. So I think people expected the same gains or at least half those gains again. And I feel like he sort of stagnated a little bit, but that's fine because it was enough to win that classic physique Olympia. And I've already deserved it as well. So I don't think he got a gift or anything like that, but I think he's locked in. He obviously, his legs are looking actually huge here as well. I think that's just too much for maybe like a Terrence Ruffin to stand next to in terms of just sheer size, unless he's ultra shredded and Chris Bumstead misses his mark. And people have to remember as well, Chris Bumstead does, not that I like to focus on or anything like that. He does have health issues. So he's not like he can't have some sort of a flare up prior to the Olympia. And we obviously don't hope for that whatsoever. He's looking huge here. I hope that he stays completely healthy and all that. But people saying it's like a foregone conclusion that Chris Bumstead wins the Olympia. I mean, I completely disagree with that. And we can see a front double bicep here, and you can see this is maybe one of the areas he can get exposed. But when you see the full shot in totality, you see his legs and everything, he looks absolutely insane. So I think Chris Bumstead will win the 2022 Classic Physique Olympia, but there are a few guys that could potentially challenge him. Now, Ronnie Coleman, 8-time Mr. Olympia, was recently just on Dennis James's The Menace podcast, and it was really cool to see him on there because he actually said something that he's basically out of pain now, which is absolutely awesome because Ronnie's had so many surgeries on his back and he's been in chronic pain for a long time. So I was very happy to hear that. But we're going to go into and basically find out how Ronnie Coleman is out of pain. So I'll play.
Since we have you on here, I have a question for you, Ron. What's that? How is that stem cell working for you?
Yeah, that's what I was. That's what I was. I was in Mexico getting that done.
So it's working for you? You can tell the difference?
Oh, I can tell a big difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can tell a big difference.
Where you getting it at though? Where you getting administered at?
I go to Port of Arthur.
I mean, in your body parts or whatever.
Oh, it's an IV. It's an IV.
Oh, IV, sure.
Yeah.
And so it just goes all over your body.
Yeah, exactly.
So super interesting that it's actually an IV stem cell treatment. So I think he says actually later on as well, I don't want to wreck it, but he says it's about $4,000 a treatment and he needs them pretty regularly. So about every 3 months. But he's saying he's basically out of pain because he was in chronic pain before. He said, I'm in a 8 out of 10, sometimes a 9 out of 10, 7 out of 10 pain all the time. Now, Ronnie seems like a tough dude as well. He sort of pushes through it. So the fact that he's in that much pain, he pushes on and goes to all these expos and still just loves bodybuilding. I love the fact that he loves bodybuilding. I think every bodybuilder sort of does. Some people think he's crazy for going in the gym and doing what he does with all that sort of stuff. But we just know for a fact that he loves bodybuilding because he's in the gym, literally putting his health and especially his physical health on the line. So shout out to Ronnie Coleman. I'll see what else he says here. I can't remember exactly how much he goes on about this.
It goes all over the body. So you never know where you never really know where your body's gonna be hurting. So
Right.
it goes all over, and it works real good. I was in a lot of pain for it. It all went away like 4 or 5 days later.
Oh, really? So you're pain free now?
Yeah, pretty much.
Wow, it's good to hear.
So good to hear. Love to hear that Ronnie Coleman is out of pain. 8-time Mr. Olympia. He's a legend. Seems like a great guy too. The only times I've ever interacted with him, he was super, super friendly when I was much younger, but he was Mr. Olympia at that point. Walked into the gym. I was actually working out, and there's a Ronnie Coleman bobblehead right there, and he just hits it, and he goes, "Oh, you guys got my bobblehead." He hits it, and it was actually broken, and I knew it, and I didn't have the time to stop him. The head falls off, and he goes, "Oh, it's broken." And I was like, "Yeah," and I was obviously starstruck with Ronnie Coleman being right there. So anyway, that's my Ronnie Coleman story. Let's move on. Let's discuss another legend, a 7-time Mr. Olympia's son, Arnold Schwarzenegger's son, Joseph Baena. He says, getting some posing tips from Robbie Robinson and Mike O'Hearn. So Robbie Robinson, obviously a legendary bodybuilder, competed back in the day with his father, Arnold Schwarzenegger. And I mean, you can see the way he corrects that pose. So let's watch it. So you can see from the start, so he hits it. Looks good. But then Robbie just puts more of the angles on it. Head up, arm up, pull that back a little bit. Line up those shoulders, like that line across the shoulders to the elbow. That looks next level. So Robbie Robinson obviously knows what he's talking about. But let's look at the physique of Joseph Baena. Now, he's natural, I'm assuming, as far as I know. And you would hope so, especially being Arnold Schwarzenegger's son. But he looks really good. Like, he looks really good for a young dude. I don't know how exactly old he is. I might actually say on his profile. But he's got some of the same characteristics of Arnold's physique. Like, when you see him do that, you can just imagine that with a lot more muscle, and it would look quite similar to Arnold. And he's got good shape too. He's probably got a smaller waist in terms of like side to side than Arnold does. So I think that if he took things to the next level with bodybuilding, it would be awesome because we get to see this dude, with Arnold's genetics putting on huge amounts of size. But I think regardless, it's cool to see him into bodybuilding and obviously getting more notoriety right now. He's on Dancing with the Stars US, and I think he's with this dancer who actually I think won it one year as well. So he's killing it. He'd be happy with life. And he's on the front of, I don't know when this was. This is 33 weeks ago on the front of Men's Health. So he is absolutely killing it. Hitting a front double bicep on national TV there. So pretty cool. Let me know what your thoughts are on Joseph Baena, the son of Arnold Schwarzenegger. And I'm going to go to your guys' questions now for a little bit, and then we'll wrap up this video. I don't know why there's so many less viewers tonight, but I'll be able to focus on you guys. So let's get into it. Here we go. Swag King Hunter looks much better, but the lineup is stacked. The lineup is stacked. So I'll go to those poll results very soon. So if you haven't voted on that, make sure you do vote on it. And I'll go to that in just a minute. Sam Jessup, how much do you think will be dinged for that? He'll be dinged for that chest. So that's Hunter Labrada, because he's a top tier guy. Don't all these little things count? They absolutely do. I mean, he wasn't dinged for it last year, in my opinion. I thought that even if he didn't have that pec tear, but I thought potentially he could still place below Nick Walker. With the pec tear, I thought he should have placed below Nick Walker, and that's no slight on Hunter. He has no control where the judges place him, and is obviously his all-time best in terms of what he brought to the Olympia stage, because he wouldn't have placed fourth otherwise. Wow, I just got a message saying connect my mouse to the USB to recharge soon, so hopefully it does not die during this live, because I don't know how I'll actually stop this. So I won't go too long. Hunter does have nice legs and calves, so defined, absolutely. With all due respect, who cares about Joe Baena? Fair enough call, but I mean, he's Arnold's son. Everyone wants to see him get absolutely jacked and huge. Rodolfo Alvarado says LUI Marco and OG. Yep, that he is. LUI Marco, I liked him from Eric. Wow, you got a long last name, dude. I hate the pessimism of Louis. Fair call. I mean, everyone sort of gets soured on the bodybuilding industry, I think, at some point. Paul Evans, third. C-Bum is going to bring his best yet with all the added size. I mean, I'd love to see it, man. I'd love to see him filling that out a little bit more. Free Ronnie from pain. Seems like he's free from pain. A stem cell is working for him. It says, Ryan, at some point, hardcore pain meds don't do anything for pain. They just get you effed up and high enough to care less and feel good in other ways. Absolutely. Completely agree with you, my friend. This is from Eric as well. So Antoine will look better and bigger close to the show. That's what he said in an interview. Cool. Thanks for the info. And he says here, Antoine is keeping his gear usage to a minimum at the start of the prep. Very smart for Antoine. Obviously, he's had those issues. It's good to see he's not just going, who cares? Let's do it, you know. Glad to see that LUI is back. Nick Strength and Power is boring to me on a daily. Boring to me on a daily, baby, please. As Lou would say, does desktop bodybuilding agree? I mean, I really like Nick. I did actually just see before on his Instagram that he was actually in hospital by the looks of it. He just posted a thing of a wristband in hospital. I know he's had a few health issues. So, I mean, they're both totally different styles. I mean, if I'm looking for just straight news, Nick Strength and Power is great. If I'm looking for some sort of like real entertainment with the news conveyed with Louis' opinion, LUI Marco is great. So I don't like to discourage anyone, and I watch, you know, most people's content, but just little pieces here and there because I'm too busy. Here we go. Rodolfo Alvarado says, Arnie's son needs to hop on that cell tech. Know what I'm saying? I know what it's saying. And here we go. Discuss Mike O'Hearn a Donald Trump video. I don't know what that means, Ryan. You have to explain to me more because I'm about to wrap up this live. I've really appreciated having you guys on here. We've been going for 22 minutes. Let me know if you like the length of these lives. We only had 40 viewers in this one, so I don't know what is going on with that because we've had up to, I think, 1,000 in one of them. That was an Arnold UK post-show wrap-up. So I'm going to actually make a more regular time for these videos so you guys can check them out. But guys, do make sure you head over to, I'm going to bring it up before I wrap up this video. Head over to the Desktop Bodybuilding Instagram, not the Instagram page, head over to the Desktop Bodybuilding YouTube channel. I'll bring it up as we're talking here. We've got Joe Baena there, but I'll be bringing up the Desktop Bodybuilding YouTube. So we'll go up here. We'll go Desktop Bodybuilding. And check out the channel. We've got 40,000 subscribers. Thank you so much for getting me that many subscribers. Look at that. Such a pretty still of my face. How disgusting. But you can head over here. I do have a store. There's going to be a bunch of Bodybuilding University clothes coming to that, so make sure you check it out. I'll have a heap of Desktop Bodybuilding t-shirts. I'm going to actually have individual t-shirts for the guys that are on Bodybuilding University and the upcoming new podcast we've got going on as well. I've got a community tab there where we can have discussions. I can put topics up and polls and all that sort of stuff. And that actually reminds me, I do have to check the poll. And I'm going to open this up and it's going to play my voice back to me for 1 second before I pause it. There we go. Let's check the poll results. So, will Hunter Labrada place higher or lower at the 2022 Mr. Olympia as his fourth last year? I just hid away from it again. 13% say higher, 69% say lower, and 18% say fourth again. So, most people think Hunter will be lower, even though he's got those crazy gains that he's just shown off. So that's very, very interesting. So anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap this one up, let you guys go. And thank you so much for all the support, jumping on here and, yeah, basically just hopefully enjoying the Desktop Bodybuilding content. So anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap this one up. So that's it from me. For Xavier Wills, Desktop Bodybuilding, we are...